Alright guys, Brian Buster here again. This is round 3 as you would have it, but we're continuing the round 2 video. As you can see, I took the time and I sanded all of the edges here off. Let me get some light in on it so you can see it really well. All the edges are cleaned up and you don't have a mold line here anymore. That liquid styrene's filled in some of the low spots there. You can see I have a low spot there on the valance. Everything else is sanded properly. Car's dirty, car needs to be washed. From this point it goes back into the wash bin. And you can also see right here there's a little extra flashing, so I'm going to have to take my razor and cut some of that off. I'll do that while I'm sitting here talking to you guys. I wash my bodies with lukewarm water, and I use Dawn liquid detergent on them. Something I've always used. I was taught that way from good friend of mine, Dave Fletcher. He taught me that many years ago, and it's just something I've always done. Some people use Joy, some people use all kinds of different things. It's up to you. You can use whatever you want on your cars. It's your build. But this is the way I do things. Again, it's not the only way to do it. There's tons of ways out there to do it. I'm no expert at this. I'm just a model builder that likes sharing information out there, and if somebody can learn from this, I'm all about it. I'm 100% about the hobby. Again, here's the back tail piece that we've been working on. No more, as you can see, there's no more lines there. It's all molded together. Molded together nice. Seam is gone. You don't have to see that anymore, which is something I like. I like clean lines on my cars. And hopefully, with just a little bit of wash, I'll hit this one more time with 800 grit wet dry sandpaper, and then we'll do a wash job on it. And hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to throw a video up of going into its first coat of primer. So you guys can see what she looks like together. Hood's pretty much prepped. Again, liquid styrene in the side panels there. It's filling in the low spots. You can see it's pretty uneven on those guys. I could grind on that thing for probably close to a half hour, or I could take a really thick 100 grit emery board to it and grind that off, and then have to sand over it with 2, and then bring it back at 3, and then bring it back at again 4 to 6 before I'd able to get all the grooves out of from that 100 grit board. So yeah, it takes a little bit more time to hit it with the 400 to 600 emery boards, or sandpaper if you will, but it's worth it in the end. You end up with a smoother product. For you those that, how do you keep these when you're putting the primer over? How do you keep the details in your body, or the emblems? Well, there's a couple ways you can do it. One is put some foil over this before you even prime, and it will cover that, and then you take the foil off. You're able to scuff it all up, take the foil off. You're able to refoil it again when you paint it. Myself, I use a Duplicolor rattle can primer. Always have, always will. To me, it's just something I've always used, so that's what I'm going to shoot with tomorrow. And we won't use the high build primer. We're just going to use some fill-in sand, and we're going to take it light on the emblems. There's 2 emblems on the car that I got to watch because they are pretty easy to cover over. Anyway, guys, the quick video here tonight for you guys on round 2 of bodywork. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have this into primer, and again I'm going to shoot live video while I'm priming, so you can see how far away I'm holding the can, what I'm doing, and how I go about doing it. I'll shoot the undercarriage probably first. Primer, I will not have the hood on. It'll be taped up above the car, so I can shoot the primer on the bottom side of this. But I do the same thing with paint process. Dan McQuarrie showed me that a long time ago as well. Anyway, guys, there's where I'm at tonight. God bless. Happy modeling.